Hi everyone, welcome. How's everyone doing this evening? A happy new moon. We'll give everyone maybe like a minute or two before we get started. For those that are new, a common question I get especially on moons like uh, tonight, that it's a new moon solar eclipse. So this live stream is a global live meditation. It's not a viewing live stream. Unfortunately, we're not going to see the solar eclipse on this stream. It peaked this morning, and some places around, people from different places around the world were able to view it. But this this live stream is for a meditation. It's where we come together at Moon Omens. We consider this space for the Moon Omens soul family. Just people that acknowledge the root of who they are, and they find a lot of purpose and peace going inward and connecting with like-minded people who are just living a spiritual experience. We're spiritual souls living a physical experience. Excuse me if I sound a bit disillusioned, or like having trouble putting my words together. This new moon's definitely hitting me on a personal level, where I'm definitely going to benefit from the calmness, the relaxation, and the letting go and allowing a new perspective to rise up from within me. So that's my intention for this meditation, and I hope everyone that's on, may you receive everything that you're ready for. And may it just naturally just rise up within you. I think everything we need is within us. So when we seek, we find. When we knock, the door is opened. And my intention and my outcry and my prayer is that we all knock. We are all brave enough to knock on that door internally and receive what is here for us all. And so before we get started, I'd like to do a sound check. Make sure you all hear me okay over the music. So if you need the music to be a little louder, to where you hear my voice and the music in a good ratio, please type louder. If it's perfect, type perfect, and we'll go from there. You hear me loud and clear. Okay, awesome. Okay, too quiet but good ratio. Okay, let's see. Way too quiet. Okay, let me move it up a bit. How's this? We're getting a lot of perfects, but there's some people that are saying louder, so I moved it up a little bit. Okay. All right, it's good now. Thanks, Regina. And I invite you all, if you're not yet in a comfortable sitting or laying position, or if you want to move to a spot, maybe outside. I'm in my front yard. Take just a moment and do that. And in about 30 seconds, we'll get started. If you are ready, go ahead and just take this moment and close your eyes. If you're comfortable with it, I'll be closing my eyes and set an intention. New moons are about planting seeds, and maybe setting an intention for you, just it's acknowledging what's important to you, or acknowledging a desire, a very deep one that really strikes a nerve to the core of who you are. Now we're going to begin with a deep inhale through our nose and slowly release. And for those that are new, these are lightly guided. I like to kind of set the tone in the beginning, but I dive into my meditation alongside all of you. And if I feel called to share something, so may it be. And again, take a deep inhale through your nose. And at the top, slowly release. One more time. Fill up your lungs, feel your chest expand. And as you release, sink into a deeper state of relaxation as calmness and peace rise up within you. And now return to a natural breathing rhythm and enjoy. beautiful thing about where you are in life right now is that there is so much purpose in all of it. And the thoughts that fill your mind, the feelings that flow through your being, the relationships that fill your life and your reality. There's purpose in all of it. Over the next couple of minutes, slowly begin to bring yourself back. By bringing your conscious awareness back to your breath and your natural breathing rhythm. And begin to feel your body, and place your hands over your heart and search for your heartbeat. Really connect with yourself and your body. It's easy during this time to get carried away with situations that trigger a reaction from us. It may trigger a reaction or trigger something we haven't felt in a while. Maybe there's circumstances or situations in our life that remind us of past ones. And that's why we feel triggered or we feel a lot of emotions. Maybe we're being tested in ways we haven't in a long time. But there is beauty and purpose in this moment. There is another side to everything that we experience. And there's always another perspective. I like to say that we are a perspective shift away from a breakthrough. And you are exactly where you need to be. You have given yourself permission to create space for new perspective, for new clarity and understanding, to rise up from within you and transform your reality. It all starts inside of ourselves. You've probably heard this before. Change is an inside job. Transformation is an inside job. And you're doing the inner work right now, and probably more than you know. Be thankful for that desire that you hold within yourself for growth, for authenticity, for self-care and being just real and honest and pure. That urge in you to want to truly be yourself is worth being thankful for. I don't know about you, but I didn't always carry this desire the way that I do now. And that is worth being thankful for. In the past, I didn't seek to understand the way I seek to understand now. I may have wanted to be understood more than now in this moment. I seek to want to understand and search for meaning. And so feel free when you're ready to open your eyes. I'm sure with my talking, you're probably fully back from your meditation. But if you're wanting to carry on this vibe, this feeling of relaxation that you are in right now, please do so. If you'd like to hop off and continue in silence or on your own, please do so as well. Much love to you, and thank you for joining. When you're ready, go ahead and comment your favorite emoji. Maybe an emoji that characterizes how you're feeling right now. And that'll let me know that you're ready for the new moon, not meditation, that's what we just experienced. The new moon affirmation. For those that are hopping off, thank you so much for joining. Much love to you. And may you continue to co-create with God, with the universe, and may you stay flexible and remain young at heart. And express yourself freely, because that's what the world needs. This affirmation will definitely be one that I'm not quite sure what will be shared. But may it be exactly what we all need to hear. And may it come from the most authentic and pure place within me, and that's my heart. And so I affirm I release the need to control, to always have to have my thumb on everything that is happening in my reality. I release because I'm ready to go with the flow, to trust what's coming into my life. I'm ready to see things differently, and I already feel this change happening because it's here. I am changing in such a beautiful and unexpected way. I am finding adventure. In places I didn't expect it. I'm finding that what I feared most holds so much growth and blessings. I'm finding that what I once resisted is what I truly needed. I am exactly where I need to be, even if that doesn't always make sense. I am here for a reason, and whatever I'm meant to understand, may it enter my conscious awareness naturally. And may what I'm not ready for be exactly what it needs to be. Something that I can accept slowly over time, that I can grow into and learn to trust. I trust the process, and I trust that I am growing at a pace that is sustainable and long-lasting. There's something big at work in my life. And all I know is that it stems from a source of pure love and peace and truth and wisdom. I am connected to something beautiful. I am a channel for this energy. And it feels natural to just express it everywhere. And so I trust my heart, my intuition, and I'm living with my heart wide open. And so may it be. And so it is. I have to show you all something. So this meditation, typically I would close my eyes for a meditation, but I was stuck on this visual a good portion of the time. So this is what the meditation is called. The deepest healing. Let go of all negative energy. Healing meditation music. There's something about this visual that I resonate with so heavy right now. Like, in my inner realm, like my internal world, and being an observer of my feelings and like what I'm experiencing internally, I feel like this dude. fully aware that the universe surrounds me and that something so majestic and beautiful is like here in my life, like in the closest, most intimate way. But also, the path does not make sense. That linear, logical part of my mind that really wants to know what to do next is not satisfied at the moment, and I think that's where the confusion arises. Because it's like, I want to know what to do. But this dude's forced to just have to trust right now. He just has to just enjoy the ride, enjoy what's here. And there's so much beauty in this moment, just imagining that I'm there. And I am there. And in a sense. The other day, and for those that are ready to hop off and continue their evening, please, thank you so much for joining. Much love, and have a beautiful rest of your evening, and happy new moon. At this part of the meditation, now it's me, it's kind of one-sided. I wish it wasn't this way. I wish we could all be together and talk and connect. But at this moment, it's just me sharing with you all what came out of that meditation for me. And I hope it relates, and I'm sure some of you probably could say the same exact thing in your own words. So I always think that's awesome when I see those responses. I was doing a bit of writing for a piece of like what we put out at Moon Omens. There was something I wrote. It was about feeling trapped, when we feel trapped in a perspective. And I mean, just sit on that concept, like the emotions you feel when you feel trapped in a perspective, like the tension you feel, you feel like like when you're locked into a way of seeing things that like deep down, like you don't want to see reality from that perspective, but it's like you feel locked into this way of seeing things. It could be in a relationship with someone, like you just locked in at viewing them as whatever that is. And it's like you don't want to view, you know deep down not to view them this way. You know that there's just emotions arising that are like influencing the way you see them, but it's like you just feel trapped in that perspective. And I feel like the medicine to that is slowing down and taking a step back. And really just like feeding that it's such a subtle voice that like kind of like that never leaves us, but it's there, like that lets you know that there's like more to it. There's more to that picture. It's like we just have to slow down and zoom out. Like we're just too close. We're too like up and like it's like when you're like in a museum, it's like you put your nose to the painting. It's like you can't see anything. And just imagine how frustrating it is. Like what you're seeing is so blurry, and like you don't really know what's right in front of you. But if you take 10 steps back, you'll see what's actually on the wall. And I feel very called to take 10 steps back in almost every aspect of my life. And I mean, that's what I've been doing actively, and it's helping a lot. So I thought I'd share. Alyssa, so funny. I took a picture of my local beach, but from a different angle yesterday, and noticed how different things were from another perspective, but not that far, just another angle. I like that a lot. Yeah, life is a puzzle. Yeah. Yeah, it's important not to assume what the rest of that puzzle is going to look like when you only got one or two pieces put together. And just because the previous puzzle you put together, aka a relationship or how it went, a opportunity, could be in the form of a dream job or a business or really anything. Just because it went one way in the past doesn't mean you put two pieces together, it starts to resemble it, that it's the same exact thing. Remaining open-minded and just allowing things to fall into place naturally. And if it resembles the past more than you feel comfortable with, hey, there's purpose in that too. Yeah. Like-minded souls will always find a way to connect with each other. I agree with that. If it resembles the past, what I mean by that is, I'll be as specific as I think will be most helpful, but it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be with this example. So like, let's say you're in a relationship and you dated someone and it ended really roughly. And so you hold all the traits of that person in your mind, and even though it ended really roughly, it kind of scarred the whole experience you had. And so you go and date someone else, and that person holds similar qualities as your previous person that you dated. And so just because they start holding similar qualities, you assume how it's going to end. You assume what the rest of that puzzle is going to look like. Because there are some similarities in the person. But that's what I mean by letting go and just trusting the process and being open to really taking a lesson, and not just like, it doesn't sound as bitter as it doesn't. I don't mean it as bitter as it sounds when I say taking a lesson. It's like really just embracing the experience and not taking it so personal and even judging yourself or the other person for it. It's finding the beauty in the relationship with that person, the original person that you broke up with because it got ugly or it didn't go well at the end, however it ended. It's just, it's protecting the sanctity of what made that relationship special for you, and not letting what went wrong ruin and sabotage the whole feeling that you created with that person, because it was extremely real at one time. And you're gonna date some people moving forward after that, it is a good thing if you find something similar that you did in the past. But there's lessons in how it went wrong that you can separate from that feeling. Like you can separate that from the good things that happen in the relationship. You don't have to lump it all together, and that's the puzzle. It can go differently next time, and that's, I think, the moral of the story. But like I said in the beginning, it doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship that I'm talking about here. And if I sound like I have any experience on this, it's because I'm experiencing something like this, but it's not with a relationship, it's not with my wife. It's with other things, like with some friendships, with things that I've struggled with in the past. Yeah, it's just different things, but it's very universal. That feeling, that trauma, that healing process is very universal. Yeah, Beth. Yes, I have learned from the School of Hard Knocks. Yep. I'm working on a doctorate right now in the School of Hard Knocks, so you're not alone. From the comments, it sounds like we're all definitely feeling and tapping in, and we're all one, really. I guess that's the best way to put it. Yeah, observe without judgment. Yep. Jess Rose, I agree. But like what I was saying earlier about when you feel trapped in a perspective and you need to zoom out, if you have something that's constantly on your mind and you're doing things with your family, your kids, your work, and in the background of your mind you got something moving, something continuing to stay on your mind, it's so helpful to consciously bring yourself back. It's a discipline. Like when I'm with my kids and I have something that is like a trauma that was triggered from a situation, and so it's like still in my mind, but I'm like with my kids, like reading a book with them or something for nighttime. It's like just using my breath as a reminder. Like I feel like my breath is short, or I'm holding my breath. It's like in that moment, catch it, taking a deep inhale through my nose, bring myself back to the book, because somehow over time I've created some mechanism where I can like go on autopilot and like still be reading this book, but also be entertaining like a thought that is like brings me tension emotionally. So it's like just bringing myself into the moment. And I find just like taking time away from whatever that is weighing on me, when I revisit it, it's like I visit it as a new person, because like our perspective is like always changing and growing, and when we give it space by experiencing what's right in front of us, this present moment that many call like, I mean, it's the biggest blessing we have in this lifetime, is what is here in our lives in this very, very moment. And especially in that moment when I got my kids on my lap and I'm reading like a book. It's like what's more important than that? And so it's just reading that book, putting it like actually putting authentic emotion into what it is, and just seeing their reactions and responses. It's just being present in that moment is the healing. And sometimes it takes just letting go of, like, I feel like for some reason when I'm giving energy to that thought that is on my mind, um, that is like distracting me from the moment, that's like a form of control, or a form of trying to put a word to it. I'll just leave it at, like, it's like a form of me trying to, like, force clarity. Like, I'm trying to force understanding, when in the affirmation I said, what I'm meant to understand, may it unfold, and may I grow in a sustainable way. May I grow gradually to understand, what I'm meant to understand. I'm rambling a bit, but hopefully that message was received. Maybe, I don't think I meant manipulate. It's just more like I have something on my mind that, like, if I have something and it's like truly bothering me, it could be a scenario that I experienced, something that triggered me, that somebody said, and maybe like I'm carrying it on my mind, and I'm having trouble letting go of it. And so it's like replaying it in my mind is like I don't know, it's kind of self-sabotage in one way, but I'm trying to like force myself to, I don't know, like understand it, replay it. And it's in like kind of letting go and just enjoying and living in the moment that I find that what I need to do, or a healthy way, or a healthier way of viewing that situation, kind of visits me more naturally when I'm more willing to release control, release the tension that like I'm holding on to. I was reading, if you haven't yet, I would definitely suggest reading our article that we wrote. It was written by one of the astrologers here at Moon Omens, Lucrezia, for the new moon solar eclipse. And it's a really powerful article. If anyone's read it, if you could share maybe your thoughts, or what you thought of the article. But it definitely brought me a lot of clarity and made me realize how, I feel this way every time I read one of the articles on Moon Omens, but how aligned everything is. Like, there are some things that hit me like, okay, that's exactly what I'm experiencing to a T. Sean is our servant leader. Lead from the back. I went on has anyone here been hiking before? Like with a group of people? Like I went, it was like a church group. I went like years ago, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. There was like a youth group that I was a part of with my wife. And they went on a hiking trip in the Appalachian Mountains in North Carolina. I'm curious if you all have been hiking before. I learned something very valuable on that hiking trip. I'm curious if you all relate, for those that went on a hiking trip, and you may maybe relate in other ways too, but for some reason when I was with this group, I felt called to experience the hiking. So we were hiking 50 miles, and I wanted to experience it from the back of the group, the middle of the group, and the front of the group. And for those that have been hiking with a group of people, you kind of have these three groups that form. You have this group that forms in the back. You have a group that kind of is in the middle of the pack. And then you have like the really fast walkers that are on a mission that are like far ahead of everybody. And I wanted to experience it from the back. And so I like walked slower, and it's a completely different experience being in the back because you have someone whose feet hurt, maybe someone that isn't used to walking that much. And so it's like there's a lot of encouraging, it's not a lot of uplifting, and when you're in the middle, it's like you're at like a nice pace. I found a lot of the deeper conversations that were had on the trail were had like with the people in the middle of the group. And then the front, it's like you're kind of on your own, in your own head. It's like more like solitude, and you're just like on a mission walking fast. But I just found it interesting that we're all going to the same place. We're all a part of the same kind of like group, but there's so many different experiences you can have along the way. And I feel like sometimes life wants us to experience it all, and not to like, it's important to allow ourselves, like, just because we feel like we're in a different role than we were before, we feel like our role is changing. Maybe that's the universe, maybe that's God within us, like nudging us to gain perspective by putting us in a different position so we can have a different experience and grow from it. Do you relate with that? Oh, there was one more realization I had on that trip too. When you're like on a hiking trip, or at least with the group I was with, everyone's like attention, like you kind of like are looking down, like at the ground. Especially if there's like a lot of rocks or different things, it's like your attention's always on the ground. I think it's because you don't want to trip. But I've found that like I wasn't actually noticing what was around me because I was too concerned with tripping. And the whole group was too. And I ended up like mentioning it to people, and we all laughed, and we were like consciously keeping our attention up and like noticing the trees and the valleys and all the different things, like the pastures and stuff that we were walking through. And just all looked up and was like consciously keeping our attention up rather than just focusing on the ground and not tripping. And that's another comparison to life and the journey we're on. We fall one time and we're afraid of falling again, so we're just focused on the obstacles. We're focused on the little things that could go wrong rather than just really enjoying the moment. Yes, it's good to kind of keep your peripherals open, to learn from the past and but not to get so hyper fixated where it becomes a habit to not look up, a habit to not enjoy life because you're focused on the little things that could go wrong. Oh man, that's a real one right there. That is a nugget. Try scuba. Christina Cole. I will. Forces the mind to be present and take in all of your surroundings. That's awesome. Sarah, will a recording of this live stay here? Yes. Yep, when I end this, it will remain on the platform, on the YouTube channel, forever. Yep. Marianne, fresh perspective is up, not looking down. I know I'm reading just the last part of your message here, but that really resonated. That's it. Yeah, it's not just me here at Moon Omens. There is a whole team here that is incredible. And then I'm just one of the faces here. Just very happy and grateful to be a part of this team. AO in St. Pete. Well, that's like 20 minutes from me, so that's convenient. I'll have to look into that. My wife and I have snorkeled a lot, and we really enjoy snorkeling. I think for a similar reason that you pointed out with scuba diving, but I think scuba diving would be incredible to be fully like immersed and just, yeah, you got me on that one. I'm hooked. How can we use these intense eclipse energies for our highest good? If anyone wants to answer that, please. I'm reading the chat, I think, as much as everyone else here, so I'd love to hear all of your perspectives too. I'm gonna switch the music. Probably be on for another maybe 10 minutes, if that's okay with you all. Please feel free to jump off if you want to just continue your evening, go to bed, just relax and chill. But I'm gonna play some music from the Moon Omens Spotify channel. Look at this. It has the vibe of the hiking. Definitely gives me that feel of when I went on the Appalachian Mountains. And the song is Eclipse, whoops. At first I thought it was Eclipse, but Ellipse. Yeah, this is Moon Omen Spotify channel. You can just go to, on Spotify, Moon Omens Diving Deep, and it should pop up. Yeah, you can. If you have Spotify, just search in the search bar, just search for Moon Omens Diving Deep Playlist 1. Lucas, I put this together like a year ago. There's actually two or three different, there's three different Muno Mislit playlists, but they all have a completely different feel to them. This is like very chill, like not meditative, but like this ambiance vibe to it that I like to work to it. I like to think to it, relax, go on walks. Yeah. If any of you have questions, things that you'd like the group to maybe give some of their perspective on, that may be a form of support. We can gain perspective inwardly because everything we need is within us, but sometimes it is nice to get some reassurance that we're not alone. And I think that's what this group can offer. So if you have any questions, please feel free. And I will share anything that really I feel like I could add genuine value to. I'll answer as well. Okay, Mel, you found it? Awesome. Well, enjoy. I don't know how many hours of music there is, but there's quite a bit. Yet. You have over 29 hours of of listening here. 408 songs. When can we meet in a group meditation? I've heard a couple people suggest doing like a meditation on Clubhouse. That could possibly be something we could do. How do you teach young ones to meditate? Well, I'm curious on an answer to that too. I have two young ones. What I'm doing is I'm meditating on my own and just trusting that my example will go a lot further than anything I could really say to them at the moment. My daughter is turning 5 in August. My son is turning 2 in October. And right now it's more about the breathing, the breath with my daughter, and she's getting that. She's starting to consciously turn to her breath in different situations like that we're like teaching her. But the meditation I think will come soon. Like it'll come naturally. But I think if you have a vibe set in your house and you're meditating and your kid sees you, I mean, it could go many different ways, but I'm sure that they'll be curious and they'll want to join in. My daughter will mess with me. If I'm meditating, she'll come in and she'll probably grab my nose and start playing with my ears. Yep, I agree. It's all about the breathing. those that haven't seen me before, hello. Thought I'd show my face before I hopped off. Oh, whoops. Hello, hi Sean. Hi everyone. I want to tell you something about this shirt. So, when I was 18 years old, I had this wild idea to create a clothing line, but it really wasn't about the clothing. It was like this message that came to me. And so I named this clothing line Brand New. And I don't have the clothing line anymore. But, one second, let me lower this. But, I called it Brand New, and it stood for overcoming obstacles and limitations to become brand new. And so at that young age, when I was 18, my life changed in many ways. It'd be a long story to get into, but I'll just leave it at, I started to realize that obstacles was the way. And so we go through these cycles, and we break out of them. We break out of those cycles and we learn from them. And so in overcoming our obstacles and our limitations, we become brand new versions of ourselves. And we always are reinventing ourselves. So when I turned the camera on me, I saw the shirt and I wanted to share the message with you all. Trisha, she'll be 10 in August, and she uses breath work everything. Well, that's a game changer. I mean, if we create our reality with every decision we make, and we're out, like, imagine at 10 years old, and you're like leaning on your breath, and you're like feeling calmness, and like and you're starting to act, you're starting to learn that when you feel all the feelings that you would at 10 years old, if something upsets you and you're hurt, and logically a lot of things don't make sense, but like you can start leaning and start trusting your breath. I mean, that's a gateway to trusting yourself. That's a gateway to slowing down and responding rather than reacting. So powerful. That's awesome that she's doing that. Inspires me to continue to lead that practice into my daughter's life and my son's life as well when he gets a little bigger. So let's go. Moon Omens was started 2019. Yeah, 2019. But Lucas and I were doing things similar since him 2014 or 2015. and me about a year after him. And we met each other through that and started Moon Omens together. And then, we're blessed with just a team that just met us at the right moment along the way. And I think there's about 9 of us here at Moon Omens. I don't want to mispronounce your name. I want to say Mikai. But I've been loving all your messages, by the way. I love new moon energy. I do also. I was kicked into my journey 2020 after a friend passed. Yeah. I'm sorry to hear about your loss. But I'm also very excited for you and happy to hear that propelled you forward. Well, that propelled you inward. I'm glad you like the videos. That's Maria. Maria makes the videos, and Lucrezia writes she writes all the blogs, and Maria takes the blogs and turns them into the videos. I think the reason the messages resonate and feel very timely is because they're selected out of resonance, meaning we read them. So either we are reposting from authors that just resonate so heavily with us, or we're writing. All the astrology content is written by us, and some of the philosophical stuff is as well. But there's also a lot of content that is reposted, but it all comes down to resonance, what resonates with us in the moment, and then it gets shared. Like, we're not scheduling content out in advance. It's all like happening real time. And so, not that was like strategized or thought out deeply, but I just think that's how we've always done it. And we're on this journey. We're doing the inner work, so it's a part of our walk to be searching and reading this content and what resonates with us. It's like, oh, I gotta post this on Moon Omens, and so it goes up on Moon Omens. So you're getting, when you see it, know that it clicked with us at that moment too. Like, someone on our team is sitting in awe or shock, and it was definitely sitting with those words, and so they got shared on the platform. Julie, I would like to know, when is a good time to drink charged moon water, please? I've only done this a couple of times, so I didn't answer the first time I saw it just because I didn't want to mislead you. If I was going to answer, if there's someone else that has done this more than I have, it would be great to hear your thoughts. Yes, so if you're joining now, you did miss the meditation, but I will be ending in the next couple of minutes. So then you can, this will pop up on our YouTube channel and you can re-listen. At the moment, we're just chilling, just hanging out, and yeah, just enjoying our time together. I have a feeling me and Jesus would have been homies. I have a feeling I feel like we'd have some pretty cool conversations. I'd be a lot quieter though than I think I am on here. I'd be the one listening. Well, all right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I think this is a wrap. I'll show the music one more time. This is from Subsets. It's one of the artists. I think we put his whole album on the Moon Omens Diving Deep playlist. There's a lot of great artists here. This is a deep dive into like really chill, like ambiance music. All right, everyone. Much love to you all. Thank you so much for joining tonight. We'll be doing another Global Live meditation for the upcoming full moon in a couple weeks. All right, much love, everybody. Have a good night. Bye now.